right, this is Bobby Skullface.
And this is PR.
And we're gonna
for more.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare war.
Get him! Get him!
My thumbs are not as big as yours.
Get him!
Oh, man. That was...
Hey,
I thought
thanks
at
for
least-
being a good sport.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Texting? Facebooking? No Twitter? Facebook? What's going to be your status? I'm in that hallway, the elevator with a guy with a skull mask on. Is that your status right now? Awesome.
Nice shirt.
Yeah. Hail Hasbro. Shout out to Deluxe. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Just here sculling it up. Adam's great.
Wait, you're on 5, right?
Yeah. Which one is this? Two.
Hey, do you need medicine or what's up?
You got some?
I got Advil.
Where?
6th floor.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't know what you meant by medicine.
Yeah.
You got my medicine.
Where are these guys sneaking off to? Yeah.
Greg's probably still in bed, and he ain't got out.
Greg's been hurting today. I think last night did a number on Greg. Is this 5?
I'll see you in a bit, Bobby.
Guess who's back? Like I left something. It's a girl like you doing in a place like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice to meet you, man. I'm Levy. I'm Levy.
Oh, beautiful, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Great. I have to tell you, you killed it last night.
Oh,
It's
the
awesome.
karaoke.
And I have to thank you. I've had that song stuck in my head all damn day.
She lets her hair down. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. This is the fan, I think it's listed as a video creation panel, and it's much more than that. I was going to do a fan media panel, kind of like me and Evangelist have done at TFcon, and Colin asked me to do it like about a week and a half ago. And I wanted to get a whole bunch of people up here that showed involved more than videos, really got into like more of the fan media aspect of it. So I'm joined over here by Jeremy Dennis from Transmissions Podcast, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We got Bobby Skullface over here, who does reviews, and he's been selling some of his art in the dealer room, so check that out.
Like, the funny thing about Skullface is that the whole bit of Skullface is that he's like this absolute bum, like the laziest person on the planet. His wife works, he has kids, doesn't really bother watching them much. They get into all sorts of nonsense. But the truth of it is that the amount of work it takes to create all of that stuff is insane. So it's really an ironic kind of paradox. But I'll tell you just to hop onto that, like if anybody's thinking about getting into reviewing or doing any sort of that nonsense, like make sure you're doing it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Don't have any other expectation, because I can tell you it is extremely difficult to get the ball rolling. I've been fortunate that my growth has been significant in the little bit of time that I get for not getting toys early, for not getting hooked up or whatever. Like, it's different. The challenge is different, and I have to be fast. So when I get a toy, my turnaround is like 8 hours. I got to get that toy, get familiar with that toy, and get that video up in order to compete with big dogs. That's just the honest truth of it. The reason why I say that is because there's, well, for me, and probably not for everyone, but like I have a strong opinion. And with every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So my strong opinion has garnered like a really strong love from people, which is awesome, but it is also some really strong dislike. I'll also say be prepared for the amount of work that comes along with it that doesn't actually have anything to do with making the video. Like it's a lot of like responding to emails, it's a lot of responding to YouTube comments, responding to Facebook stuff or whatever. Like it ends up becoming like its own beast, and make sure that you can create the time management, because like, you know, I have a 9 to 5, I have a regular job, and I have a wife, I have 2 beautiful children, and I had to be a father and a husband as well. And you know, there was one night I had like a rude awakening of sorts. Like we're playing a board game, I'm with my kids and my wife, and like I was responding to some YouTube comment, and I stopped and I looked at myself and I was like, I'm on my phone talking to some guy that hates me, defending my review while my family is playing a board game. You know, turn those off. It's done. Like, you know, you have to be able to manage all that in order to make your life, you know, work. I'm a competitive person by nature, so like I don't do anything with the intention of being number 2. But that's just a personality trait. But it's not. There's a difference between competitive, like I'm going to, you know, destroy everything so that I'm on the left. It's just that I want to be the best. I want to be the best of it. And it's not like that I'll ever be a what's the word I'm looking for? Cinematographer, or like, you know, my look of my videos will never look like Vangelis. You know what I mean? Like, like there's certain things that's not my strengths. But you have to know your strengths, and I definitely recommend like doing something unique. Yeah, well, most people know like YouTube. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it is for everybody. I can only speak for myself and 2 other guys, but the money's gotten less.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they changed it, because I was making really good money for a little while, and all of a sudden it just disappeared.
I never was, but it's less now.
What was that yellow piece of crap that we got from the TF Club?
There's so many options. I think that funny is an important word. Like entertainment is an important word. Like when I reviewed Minosaur, Combiner Wars Minosaur.
Oh my god.
Yes, nice. Nice.
It flopped around. So I said it reminds me of those like sticky octopuses that you do against the wall as a kid. So then it cut to my skit, which was me standing outside holding Minosaur, looking at the wall. And then I threw the thing against the wall, and of course it just hits the wall and slides down. And then I cut and I add it in because it's funny. But then I take the Minosaur and I clean him up and I dust him off. I still spent the money on it. I still care for the thing, but it's more of a thing to make people laugh, you know? And I think sometimes people take stuff too serious, but it's stuff like that, you know, like even the stuff that goes over people's heads sometimes. Yeah. You know, you never know how people are going to respond, and sometimes people get upset, but it's. I'm Bobby Skullface, and I'm an addict. Me personally, they're not for me, which is nice because I didn't have to spend any money this year. I like exclusives when they're characters, but like repaints, like I love Feral Rex. If you know me, I love Feral Rex. And I love MMC in general. It's just that off-color repaints that have no connection to character just never does anything for me. My connection to all of this is based on my connections to the characters. And whatever company is making the best rendition of that character is where I want to go. But when that company then decides to make it black and purple, I can say, that's pretty. And if I ever need to look at it, I can go on my phone and find a picture of it. And so I picked a few Nero Rexes up for some friends just to hand off, but it's not
It's not for me. Which is nice in a way for some because it's a $500 exclusive. It's going to be an $800,000 exclusive in a couple of days.
Right.
And it's not like a core character. It is like a niche kind of thing. So it's it's alienating a lot of people out of a price group. But at least it's not like Megatron. It's a black Predicate. So
It's almost cooler when these super obscure, super expensive exclusives like that do serve a complete Splinter group. Because that Splinter group's going to buy it out.
that's where, in my opinion, exclusive should lie. Like I'm not sure if anybody's a G.I. Joe fan, but like there's that Zartan exclusive that was an Zorana exclusive that was an SDCC exclusive. And it's like she's a major player.
Yeah.
You can't make her an exclusive. Like do some weird offshoot repaint of her, make that an exclusive for that niche crowd. But you got to supply the everyday market with the proper character, which is what I think NMC did here, as well as I'm not even sure what the other exclusives were.
You have the right idea, like bringing a beer up here, that's my normal podcast.
Not my first read.
Like outfit is, like a bucket of beer to the side, but I have to drive home after this for 2 hours, so none of that.
Yeah.
Pretty faster.
And then they had that voodoo black Diaclone repaint.
Have you messed with it?
I haven't messed with it, but the plastic quality feels nice. It's ratcheted everywhere. I heard the instructions were a little small.
Abort.
Hey, I know this guy. Just call a glass of water.
Oh, you're recording. Oh, I mean, you're that Skullface guy. Are you like some kind of reviewer?
Oh yeah.
You think you're cool?
Real hot shot. I love like there's like some sort of like professional thing going on.
Yeah.
And they were walking past and it was just like ladies. You might as well get forward because that's wrong.
Going up.
Sometimes. You're just recording silence. And then yeah, you can shut it off now. The one lady, or you can keep it on. Or you can keep it on.
Yeah, let's talk about how you thought I was trying to rip off the
11th floor.
What's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
Going down.
At least you were friendly. 11?
Are you guys gonna be okay?
This is the oddest elevator.
We're hanging out. We decided to hang out here too.
Yeah, just going up and down. Fifth floor.
Who's fine?
Take care. Thanks for being a good sport.
Going down.
Someone farted.
See ya.
Alright, see you, Swage.
Get right robot, can't get right Skullface, hanging out.
It's cool. How are you? I'm good. What's this?
How you doing, bro? Bob. Very nice. Good show? Yes. Rubbing elbows. How the prices just go around? Better?
Man, that face just keeps getting worse. You need to look at it. I think they're like picking the skin off it or something. Seems like they're just taking more stuff off all the time.
I got a chance to look at my first test shot recently. And I'd always thought to myself how I would handle it, So I shot this review and I decided to approach it where I wasn't talking to the viewers, I was talking to the company that made it. And I was just kind of letting the viewers in on that conversation. Where I was like, this is what I think is right, this is what I think is wrong, this is where the money should be invested from here on out, et cetera, et cetera. And I had to, because I'm me, I had to submit it for a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
We all do.
And it got thumb down. But he respected it. It's a third-party company. He respected it, and he said, you know, we might do something in the future or whatever. And then he asked if I was a terrorist.
And talked about the character.
Well, see, that's an interesting point too. Is that like I think that sometimes as a lot of consumers get upset with certain reviewers, but I think that certain reviewers are not actually reviewing figures. They just call it reviews because that's what you call it. There are certain reviewers out there who are more showcasers, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with saying like, this is what it is, this is what it can do, this is where the pain is, this is where it is, and that's it. I'm not telling you whether I like it, whether I don't like it, but this is what, you know, and then people are like, I got mine, and I hate it, it's junky, and they're like, yeah, well, I'm not, you know, but I think that's the
We're
confusing
creating a
thing.
commercial.
That's a lot of what I do. Like I've always tried to be not like I will give my opinions on the figure, but like my approach has always been like, this is it. This is how it works. Because what you like is so subjective. Like a figure that I love may be somebody that another figure hates, and vice versa. And so I've always tried to be more of a, here's the figure. This is what it does. This is how it works. Because that's what appeals to me. Like I like figuring out how Transformers work. I will pick up anything and mess with it just a little bit, just to see how it does what it does. And so at the end of the video, I'll be like, oh, you know, maybe this is, you know, it's $125. You've got to decide if it's worth it for you, if that's worth it to you. Because I might want to pay $125 for this. You might not feel it's worth that much. I don't want to put my opinion into other people's heads, and so it's not strictly a review, and I do call them reviews because that's kind of become just the general accepted thing for it.
I actually think that that of like the big guys, that you actually do say more fair stuff. Like I think that like your Bad Cute Bugs review, like at the very end where you're like, you know, they're fine, but you know, 2 other companies are coming, and you might want to just see what the options are. Like, I think that that's a fair thing to say.
I try to put, that's kind of how I try to do it. I think I get some criticism for not reviewing sometimes, and I think a lot of that is because I don't get very strongly opinionated one way or the other. I try to say, I don't like this isn't great, this could be tighter, but I don't go, this thing is broken, you know, and I don't get super excited about it one way or the other, because I try to keep them kind of even keeled, and I feel that sometimes that gets missed.
Test because they may fix them before.
And that's the other thing, I try to say it's a test shot very early.
But here's the thing about that, and I'm just speaking from a consumer standpoint. Like, I think a lot of reviewers, and okay, 1 minute. Okay, so a lot of reviewers will say stuff like, "I'm sure this will be fixed in the end," but they don't know that.
Yeah.
There's no way of knowing that, and we as consumers need to know that. So I think that the general consensus should be like, look, you need to fix this before it gets out. do you know? Like that's my idea. Like, you know, because we got 1 minute left and we want to be able to plug our stuff.
Shameless self-promotion time.
Thank you to everybody.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite con goer's favorite nerd. Today we are talking about TFcon Charlotte. My wife washed my mask. I can always tell. Like, it smells like freshness. It was the best con experience of my life, and I mean that. I know I say that a lot, but it really was. Like, it was amazing. If you missed this one, you missed a real good one. I wish I could tell you it was kind of, you know, average, but no, this was a really good one. Friday night was cool. I got to, I got to shake hands with a lot of people. You know, I'll try to shout as many out as I can. I know somebody's gonna be missed. I know they'll be their feelings will be hurt, but it's not personal. I love all of you. It's just hard. I always miss somebody. Last time I missed Mega A1, so I make sure I get him right now. But yeah, it was cool. They're like, Yule. I think the world of Yule. If you don't know Yule, get familiar. He runs Third Party TF Crashers on Facebook. It's a pretty fantastic third party page, and he was a good dude, real solid dude. But yeah, I got to see a lot of people, man. John Garriger and his boy Tommy, they were cool guys. A little rough around the edges, I like that. And they were cool guys, and all the boys from SCU and T2RX6 and Gray for Mercy, Deluxe, Hail Hasbro Reviews, and Robert D, Oscar came. It was like the, that was just the icing on the cake. I also I bumped into P.Al that night. He pulled me aside. He stopped me and pulled me aside and was like, asked if I was who I was, and I said yeah, and he was like, he was concerned. He was concerned that there was some sort of tension between us, which is not the case because I don't feel that way, and there's no sense in really getting upset with over toys. Like anything is all lighthearted, you know what I mean? So it's not really any kind of drama, but that was big influence, trying to clarify it. So he took me aside, and then I was like, no man, it's good. And he was like, oh good, because I was worried. He was concerned that there was something that it wasn't, and he said he was doing a media panel on Sunday and invited me to the media panel, and that's huge of him. It's him and these other guys. They got like 100,000 subscribers or whatever, and here I am with my 5 subscribers over here, and they invited me. That that was a pretty big move of him, So not everybody would have done that. So I tipped my hat to him. There was another little situation, but it wasn't really worth talking about. I got T.J. Duckett. Ran into him, and he's a good dude. We always get along. Ended up doing some karaoke Friday night. I did Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time. I'll try to have some footage prior to this, so hopefully you get to see some of it. But I know people videoed it with their phones or whatever. It's been circulating on Facebook. That was a good time. I wanted to kind of get the party jumping. You know what I mean? But that was cool. And then Saturday, I worked the table. Got to meet a lot of people. Got to shake a lot of hands. Troy, Tony, Joe, B, Eric. Eric's a slick dude, man. Like, he doesn't even look like he even, belong there. He's a cool dude. He's a slick dude. I was like, man, what's a guy like you doing in a joint like this? You know what I mean? But he was a good dude. But let's see who else I can name just off the top of my head. Brave, from Brave's Toy Review. He actually did an interview with me that went to some real places. And so he should have that up soon. I'll post a link to it on my Facebook when that day comes. Get Right Robot. That's a cool dude. That's a humble dude. That's a very talented dude to be so humble, So I got a lot of love for him. Brian M. That guy, I think the world of that guy. You know what I mean? But it's always nice to see him. Fear Corpse, who is the only link I think to me with the rest of the world on Twitter. So it's tremendous to see that guy. Justin L. My buddy Brandon, he was there. I don't know what he did. 'Cause he was there in the morning, and then he disappeared, and I didn't see him at all. I don't know if he just went back home. But he came out. That was crazy. Adam Tucker, he's a good dude. I've kind of seen him on social media and stuff for a while, and it was nice to shake hands with that guy, and we have some other things in common. So that was cool. And then Chris and Kim, very nice couple. Got to shake hands and meet them. And Darren, I don't know how much information Darren was out there. So let's just say Darren and Hugs was there. But they were awesome. Everybody was so cool. Tyler, I've already known Tyler's been at the house hanging out, but it was still good to see him. And met Pack for Life or Pay for. I don't know I think it's Pack for Life. He actually lives not too far from me, so we might end up getting together and working on something just to, do something entertaining. He's got a pretty strong network, so he may not have time for the old Skull Man, if you know what I'm saying. But he was definitely a very cool dude, and people were like, "Hey man, he wants to meet you," and I was like, "Well, send him on over." But I don't, it's whatever. It's rough. I had a lot of people at the booth, a lot of people. So I don't think he wanted to come and be rude. So when somebody finally pointed him out to me, I made sure to go up and introduce myself because it's all cool. You know what I mean? It's best for us to know each other, especially people that are creating content, to know each other, to work together, to create something special for the viewers, for you guys, rather than not know each other. So that all that stuff was great. Levi, there was tons of people coming up, but the one that really took the cake was John. And John did this piece for me. He drew it, and he gave it to me as a gift. Him and his girl Michelle. They and this means the world to me, man. This is definitely the best thing I came home with from that con. Nero Rex or no Nero Rex, and I did pick up a Nero Rex Not for myself, but for Joe KW. We'll take a look at that real quick. I want to take a quick minute and shout out Joe KW. He let me take a look at this. Now I did pick it up for him, so in all fairness, maybe maybe it's just we'll just call it equal. But he's a good dude. He let me hold this and take a look at it. I'm not gonna take a look at it too in depth. We're just gonna take a brief overlook of it, because this is like a $400 some exclusive, and if I break this thing, he'd probably be super cool about it, but I'm not gonna risk it. So we'll just take a quick look at kind of the overall paint apps and paint schemes and stuff. They're pretty much black and gray plastic, and then they have some accents, like the purple has a metallic finish, the green on the eyes has a metallic finish, the red has looks like the red is flat, but it looks vibrant, it looks good. Face looks good. So yeah, overall, just kind of business as usual. If you want to know my opinion on Rex, it's a high opinion, and I have already reviewed the regular colored editions. But like little purple lines on there, like I don't think they did that with the original. Little accents, like I've always said that MMC is great, but one thing they could do is apply a little bit more paint, and it looks like they really did what they could here. They look good if black repaints aren't your thing. I didn't pick this up just because, like, really when it comes down to all this stuff, like, it's all about my connection to the characters, and I don't have any connections to black, purple, and silver versions of these characters. That doesn't mean it doesn't look cool, because it certainly does. The red eyes in there look great against that black, by the way. But it's just not for me. I can tell you they did sell like hotcakes, though. I don't think they took any home. And the MMC guys talked to me a little bit, and they were actually very cool. Paint got a little bit out of control there on the purple against the black, but overall everything seems to be fairly clean. Once again, the red and the fact that the legs still had the matching red eyes on there, for a paint guy like me, that's stuff I look forward to. And then this piece, which actually they put the guns on. This came in the box in combined mode, which I thought was interesting, but I guess it's for packing reasons. But it is cool. It's a great deco. Black and purple always look great together. I'm from the Baltimore area, so I have an affinity towards those colors anyway. But it's a good looking set, and if this is your thing, you probably want to try to hunt one down, because this product is a well-made product, and the deco is fantastic. So if black repaints and stuff like that is your thing, go for it. But it's not my thing, so I won't be. Yeah, there was just tons of people, man, and like they were all flipping awesome. I got to meet Bedbugs in person. I'm a huge fan of his work, so it was nice to shake hands with that guy. The whole ROC team was there. They looked like rock stars. They had the same shirt on, their names on the back. Very united, sharp front, gentlemen. Very well done. Jay Ruse, Dust, and Pinkerton, and Harvey, and Ace, it's just a good bunch of guys, and they were hanging out, and they were very cool. Got to meet MP Collector, and I've responded to a lot of his comments, so it was nice to put faces to these names. I can't stress that enough. Mr. Graves and his wife, I think the world of them. Grimlock Graves, my buddy Andrew, and it was just cool. I can't stress it enough, and I know I'm going to forget names, but it's also boring if you just shout out a whole bunch of names. So if you came by, if we shook hands, if we hung out, I appreciate it, and I love you guys. It was really, really cool. I felt like Bill Clinton, shaking hands and kissing babies, it was fantastic. I got a lot of love, and I'll take that over any other perk that someone can get from doing this type of stuff any day of the week, whether it be discounted toys, free toys, whatever. I'd much rather get that love, that respect, that appreciation from the people. It's priceless to me. Sunday, I was, we did the show, and at the end of the show, my wife came up. My wife and I were sitting down. We were having a drink to kind of celebrate the show. We did very well. And Robo Rob Springer and Kilby from RFC, they were coming up, and they were like, "Hey, you coming to the panel?" And I was like, "No, I think we're done for the day." And they were like, "You gotta come. You gotta speak on this panel, with media and the fandom and so forth." And I was like, I was like, "Speak on it. I'm not speaking on it. I don't even know anything about it." And they were like, "No, you gotta be up there." And I was like, I was never invited. And Kilby was like, well, now you are. And like, Kilby doesn't really know me. Kilby and I have bumped heads quite a few times. But he doesn't really know me. But he doesn't understand that stuff like that goes a long way with me. Like, I'll never forget that. That was a big tip of the hat, you know, from him. Because had it been me, I'm not sure I would have done the same. I'd like to think that I would, but I'm not sure I would have. And that's just being honest. You know, given our kind of touch and go history. So, whatever, any possible hatchet that was there has been well buried. I don't forget stuff like that. Stuff like that goes a long way with me. So it was cool. It was all, you know, 99.9% positive, you know, like across the board. You know, like that's community. You know, like I put the picture on Facebook, if you guys saw it, like, you know, I was able to get all these guys together. And most of the guys that I'm talking about are in that picture. You know, and it's just like community. You know, like that's what this is all about. It's not about who has this toy, who has that toy, who likes third party, who likes official, it's not about that. It's okay to have difference of opinion and stuff like that. It's about coming together, toasting with your buddy, you know, crushing a beer with your buddy and enjoying each other, like enjoying the fandom, enjoying each other, enjoying the celebration of that fandom, in spite of the differences the two of you may have in terms of opinion. So it was something. Like it won't be forgotten, not by me anyway. We do have some stuff to get into. We got the Toy World Dinobots, and then the combiner form of that, and then, you know, we got new stuff to come in, and so on and so forth. I'm working through it. Trust me, you know I will. I'm your guy. I'm not taking a break. I'm not taking a hiatus. It's back to work for me immediately. I'm on it. Just bear with me until I get my bearings again. After this weekend, things should lighten up. But yeah, I just Jason Lowry, almost forgot him. You know, he's a big Facebook guy and so forth, and his wife Bethany, like, they're sweethearts, and, you know, I got to hang out with them, and, you know, it was just cool. It was just cool all across the board. Like Jeremy from Transmissions, like, you know, it's just good. Good times with good people. If I forgot to mention your name, trust me, I didn't forget you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.
That kid hates you.